With Halloween approaching, many of us may be excited. However, some frightening things happen on or around Halloween, which makes these occurrences much more sinister and, strangely enough, unexpected. While we seek frightening films and decorate our homes and front yards with monstrous props in preparation for this holiday, always beware of this holiday and the possibilities of what could happen on this day. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 unsolved missing persons cases, all of which happened on Halloween. David Stone. David Lawrence Stone was a 29-year-old stock market analyst from La Jolla, California. It is of note that he sought spiritual guidance through the New Age movement, a range of beliefs focusing on the mind, body, and spirit of its followers. This knowledge was a pointer that gave authorities more information, when they later discovered his tracks through a desert in New Mexico and traces of related clues and hints that he may have intentionally left behind for them to find. Stone was known for having anger and control issues, and these problems became worse just 3 days before Halloween of 1988. After a significant outburst and loss of control, Stone told his family and friends that he needed some time away. The morning of that Halloween, he drove off, not telling his close loved ones where exactly he was going. What happened next was determined by investigations and a report by Sheriff Bill Cavalier, the investigating officer in the case. It was said that Stone walked into a desert about 145 miles east of Tucson, Arizona, from where he just kept walking. He walked so far that he got from Arizona to New Mexico, where a farmer discovered him and approached him, surprised at seeing a walking tourist in such a far and rural area of New Mexico. When asked about the encounter later, the farmer told investigators that Stone told him he was looking for what he called the beast. Other locals and residents also noticed Stone, reporting that he had been walking alone, muttering to himself and acting extremely strange. Around the 5th of November, Stone's car was found abandoned along an empty stretch of the New Mexico Highway 80, south of Road Forks, New Mexico. Stone's family believed him to be on what is referred to by New Age members as a vision quest, a journey taken for one's self-discovery and understanding of him or herself. This belief was reiterated by many clues discovered later, thought to have been left behind deliberately by Stone. Symbols like that of pyramids and strange numbers were related to certain New Age beliefs. Searchers found a pyramid of rocks surrounded by a triangle, besides a watch belonging to Stone and 2 quarters. Later, Fibonacci numbers, which are digits used often by stock market analysts, were found written in the sand. Notably, there was a mistake in the numbers. Stone had written 18 instead of 21. Which some people thought hinted towards his jersey numbers from when he had played football in college. Although it was a mere coincidence that Stone disappeared on the day of Halloween, it still adds to the mystery and fear around this case. To this day, no one knows why he was acting so strangely, and what exactly happened. The case was unresolved until 4 years later, in February of 1992, when it was discovered that Stone had passed away. His skeletal remains were recovered in a desert near Granite Gap, New Mexico, the same area where several clues were found years before. His identity was confirmed by medical records, and there was no medical evidence of foul play in his passing. To this day, no one knows when, how, or why Stone passed away. That part of this unfortunate case still remains a mystery. Cindy Song. Hyun-Yong Cindy Song was a senior college student at Pennsylvania State University when she went missing. On Halloween of 2001, she attended a costume party with 2 of her friends dressed as a bunny. The 3 stayed at the party until 2 a.m., stopping at a friend's house to play video games before going home. At 4 a.m., Cindy's friends dropped her off at her apartment. She was never seen again after that. Upon conducting a search of her apartment, it was confirmed that there was no sign of forced entry or struggle. Her school backpack and mobile phone were all found in the apartment. Her purse, containing credit cards and her driver's license, however, was missing. Police believed Song was still wearing her costume when she left the apartment because it, too, was not found. A phone analysis was conducted, revealing no inbound or outbound calls, messages, or emails, adding to the confusion and lack of evidence leading to any suspects. Tickets to a concert and a printed receipt for a computer were both found in her apartment, providing evidence that she was making future plans that did not involve running away or disappearing. According to her friends and family, there was no evidence that Song was depressed, unhappy, or intending to run away. She was always considered upbeat, friendly, and outgoing, including on the night that she vanished. The surrounding wooded areas were also searched but revealed nothing linked to the case. It is thought that while on her way to a 24-hour supermarket, Song was abducted either on the way or at the location. Others believe that she may have left her apartment with someone close to her that she trusted, and her life was taken. Adding to the mystery and confusion, a woman of a similar description was later seen being forced into a car by a man in Philadelphia, 200 miles away from her apartment. It was reported that she was screaming and resisting, crying for help, but finding none. The man remains a possible suspect, although police do not know who he is. The man has still not been found. A few more suspects were discovered about 2 years later, in 2003, including Hugo Selensky. A co-defendant in his case told police that he and an accomplice, Michael Kukowski, had abducted and taken the life of a woman from Pennsylvania State College that matched Song's description, although nothing was ever confirmed. The report led authorities to 5 bodies, which were all DNA tested for identification. None of them, however, were found to be Song. Even recently, in 2014, 7 more bodies were discovered on Selensky's property. Again, authorities hoped that perhaps Song's body would be found and the case would be solved. However, her body was not one of those, and has still never been found. This case remains unsolved, as no new evidence has surfaced regarding what may have happened to Song after that Halloween night. Kristilynn Vorak. Kristilynn Vorak was living with a foster family in 1982, when on Halloween of that year, she went missing. There was a reported sighting of her at a bus stop that evening in Seattle, Washington, but investigators were unable to confirm whether it was actually her. Vorak was a 13-year-old white female at the time of her disappearance. She was described as being 5'3" and 110 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. In order to assist with finding her, age progression photographs were created to attempt to visualize what she might look at ages 29 and 43 if she was still alive. A distinguishing feature that was noted was the middle finger on her left hand, which was shorter than the rest as a result of a birth defect. Vorak's mother still believed her to be alive, although authorities were not convinced of this. It was believed instead that she may have been a victim of Gary Ridgway, also known as Green River, although this too was never confirmed. This is thought to be questionable, as unlike Ridgway's other victims, she was younger and not known to be a runaway. The only evidence that may have linked Vorak to the Green River is that she apparently roamed around the streets of Tacoma, near the area where many other young women were taken advantage of and where many lives were taken. Vorak was added to the list of his victims in May of 1993. This case, like the first 2, also remains unsolved. One can only hope that both Song and Vorak are somewhere safe and will be discovered eventually and return home to their families and friends. We can only hope that the perpetrators are discovered and brought to justice so that their families and friends can find resolution and peace. Halloween will never be the same for people close to tragedies such as these. It can indeed become a more frightening and daunting time and a reminder of bad events. Even for those not particularly close to the incidents, knowing about these and learning more brings a new perspective to this typically light-hearted, spooky season. But what do you make of these Halloween mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.